The High Elves are above every other race. They have more knowledge, they live longer, and they perfect their arts and crafts. This is the story of a master wizard, a spellcaster that learns and develops in Skyrim. He was born in Skyrim in the Thalmor embassy and was raised away from his parents. He doesn't know who they are, but this does not affect him. All he wants to do is become the most powerful elf on Nirn. This in his mind is his destiny. After a childhood of learning about the superiority of the Thalmor over every other race, he started to believe that he was above even the Thalmor. This rapidly got to his head, and within a year he was stealing secrets and learning information that was usually kept for only the most prestigious members of the Old Mary's Dominion. However, one day he was caught, and not knowing what to do, he fought back, giving a surprisingly good fight. He escaped the embassy and headed south. His aim was to reach Cyrodiil and the Imperial City, and hopefully the Thalmor would forget about him. However, the whole time he was being set up. He was allowed to make it as far as the Skyrim border before being captured by a group of Imperials. He tried to fight back, but knew he had lost. Not yet knowing that he had been set up, he was carted to Helgen, where he realised that he wasn't as powerful as he thought. He saw the Thalmor leaders with General Tullius and knew that he wasn't yet a powerful elf. After escaping Helgen, he thought about what he wanted in his life. He'd become too headstrong, and he could still be powerful, but he needed to achieve this over time. He defeats the dragon at Whiterun and received a calling from the Greybeards, but he doesn't yet understand the significance of this, as they are only old men. So he headed to the College of Winterhold and improved his spellcraft. Seeing what the power did to Ancano, he realised that he had to learn to control the power, and after becoming Archmage, he went to see the Greybeards, thinking that they could help him. He was labelled Dragonborn, and he quickly became the most powerful person on Nirn. With his master wizardry and his shouting ability, he defeated Mirrakk and Alduin and achieves his destiny. So the race you want to go is obviously High Elf, because it's Thalmor. Stat spread is going to be 2 in Magicka, 1 in Health, because you want to obviously make sure your Magicka pool is as large as possible, because you're doing spells all the time. Your health doesn't need to be too big, and your stamina doesn't really matter, because you can just use your healing spells if you get the right perks, and your stamina will regenerate. In terms of skills, we're talking primary skills are Destruction, Restoration, and Alteration. So Alteration is going to be helping you get your flesh spells, increase your protection. Restoration is obviously going to be healing you, maybe a couple ward spells, see what you're into, and then Destruction, just make sure you're doing a load of damage to your enemies. And then Illusion and Conjuration and Enchanting are your secondary skills. Illusion because you're going to be muffling, potentially using invisibility, depends on what way you take your character as you progress. Conjuration is really just for soul trap as well as enchanting, so you're using soul trap, and then enchanting is just for making sure your staffs that you will be using stay enchanted, and when they run out you can just refill them. So he uses staffs and destruction magic as well as shouts to be powerful. So the spells he uses are the strongest fire destruction spell, which I think is Fireball or Firebolt. He uses a healing spell, I think I got to close wounds. Flesh spell, Ebony Flesh or equivalent. Then I used Detect Life and other sort of miscellaneous spells from Alteration, like water breathing. There's good perks in the Alteration tree as well. Then you're going to obviously have Soul Trap, Muffle, and potentially Invisibility. So in terms of loadout, what you're going to wear, I ended up in Archmage's Robes, Mirrakk's gloves, boots, and mask. I think it looks pretty awesome. Obviously on screen I'm wearing it, and you won't have it until you defeat Mirrakk unless you add it via the console, but I think it's a really cool aesthetic and describes the character well. Powerful wizard, but also the sort of defeater of his enemies. Pretty cool build, hope you enjoy. Really powerful if you use it well, get the right staffs for when your Magicka is low. And that's it. Thanks for watching guys, this has been Trigger J, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks guys, and goodbye.